Hey, what's up guys, Sid here and welcome back to another gymnastics video. In this week's video we are going to cover how to warm up, prepare and strengthen your wrists for gymnastics strength training coming up. If you are training gymnastics strength training or bodyweight training, then you are most definitely spending a lot of time on your hands and your wrists in exercises like the L-sit, handstand, planche and other exercises. Since the wrist is a very small joint that most often has not been properly prepared for movement and skills like this, it's really important that we physically prepare the wrist for the work and load that we're gonna put on them. One of the best ways to accomplish this is to always do a thorough warm-up of your wrist before every workout, where we also add some light strengthening exercises for your wrists and fingers. And in today's video I'm going to show you how I do my wrist warm-up, and so that you can apply it to your training as well. But before we get started, there are a few things that we need to cover in order to make this as effective as possible. So, number one, you don't want to do too much too soon. Since the wrist is a very small joint, it's super easy to overtrain. So you want to be careful and not apply too much load in the beginning. Point number two, add load gradually. You don't want to go all in your first session. You want to gradually increase the load that you put on your wrist over time. Point number three, you want to do this routine before every workout where you are heavily engaged with your wrists. And also keep in mind that some of these exercises can be quite intense if you've not stretched or strengthened your wrist before. Point number four, never work through pain. During the exercises, you want to feel a little discomfort. This is a good sign that you are performing the stretch correctly, but you don't want to go through actual pain. So you need to learn to differentiate between pain and discomfort. The best way to differentiate between pain and discomfort is that the discomfort should be more of a stretching feeling during the exercise, and pain can be more of a sticking kind of pain where you feel a sharp pain in one spot. So always go for that stretching sensation and try to avoid those exercises where you feel a sharp pain in some spot on your wrist. So now that we covered all of the boring stuff, let's get into the wrist preparation routine. To get started, we are just gonna get some blood going in the wrists. So we are gonna shake the wrist a couple of times. You want to start slow and gradually increase the intensity of the shakes. Do this for 30 to 60 seconds until you feel that your wrists are getting a bit warm. Then we will proceed to do some wrist circles. So you want to put your elbows together, clasp your hands, and then you want to perform 10 repetitions in each direction. For the first exercise, you want to place the hands on the floor with the fingers pointed straight forward. You want to spread the fingers wide and keep the hands flat on the floor. Keep the arms straight and rotate the elbow pits forward. Then you want to rock back and forth, starting slowly, and with each repetition you want to try and go a little bit further, slowly increasing the range of motion. We will continue with an active flexibility drill to develop strength in your wrist extension. What you want to do is simply lean forward as far as you can and lift your hands off the floor without the angle in the wrist changing. The arms need to remain straight and don't allow the fingers to drop towards the floor. You want to hold this position for 30 seconds. For the second exercise, we're gonna do first knuckle push-ups. You again want to keep the hands flat with the fingers wide. Then you want to lift your palms off the floor with the arms straight. Hold the position for 1 to 2 seconds at the top of each repetition. You can perform this with one or both hands. You will feel that the elbows want to internally rotate at the top, but strive to keep the elbow pits pointed forward. The third exercise will be the fingertip walk. You want to start in a kneeling plank or normal plank position. Then you want to get up on your fingertips on each hand. You can again perform this with one or both hands. Focus on keeping the arms straight and the elbow pits forward. Make sure to lean over the working wrist and try to hold it for 1 to 2 seconds at the top of each repetition. Think about pressing the fingers into the floor and work actively with the hands. The fourth exercise will be the fingertip lifts. You want to start with the fingers together on this one, with the hands flat on the floor. Then you want to lift yourself up on your fingers while keeping the hands straight. At the top of the movement, most of the pressure will be on your ring finger, middle finger and index finger. This exercise as well can be done with either one hand at a time or both hands at the same time. Choose an option that suits your finger strength. For the fifth exercise, we are going to place the wrist with the fingers pointed right back towards you. You want to straighten the arms and press your palms into the floor. Then you want to rock back and forth, trying to lean as far back as possible. Make sure the palm does not lift off the floor when you lean back over the wrist. This will ensure a optimal stretch in the wrist and also get some relief in the forearm at the same time. This can also be done with one arm at a time or both at the same time. For the sixth exercise, we're gonna get into some internal rotation. So you will have the fingers pointed towards you, but the wrist rotated inwards. Start by placing the hands firmly on the ground and then try to straighten your arms as much as possible. Then you want to rock back and forth like on the other exercises. If you find the exercise too intense, then you can simply do one arm at a time and use the other arm to keep the wrist secured. For the seventh exercise, we're going to do some strength work in wrist flexion. So you want to keep the hands in fist with the thumbs forward on a soft mat. Make sure your arms are straight before starting the exercise. Then you want to unfold the wrist and place the back of your hand on the mat. The goal is to get the hand flat on the floor without bending your arm, although a small bend is fine if you need to. Do one wrist at a time, or you can do both at the same time. The second will be a bit more intense. For the eighth exercise, you want to get the hands in fist again, but with the thumbs pointing towards each other. Start with the arms straight and then lower your elbows towards the floor. Focus on maintaining a straight line from the elbow to the wrist, and don't bend the wrist too much. This will put unnecessary pressure on the wrist. So elbows to the floor and focus on keeping the wrist position neutral. For the ninth and last exercise, we're going to finish off with some wrist rocks. So you want to get up on your hands in a fist with the thumbs pointed forwards. Tuck your thumb in between your index fingers and keep your arms straight. Then you want to rock the wrist forward with the arms straight and then rock the wrist back and touch the elbow to the floor. This can also be done either with one arm at a time or with both arms at the same time. We are gonna come full circle and cool down with the same movements that we started with. So you wanna shake out the wrist and then finish with some wrist circles and you are ready to go for your workout. If you're not sure how to get started with your gymnastics strength training, then you can check out my newly updated basics program. It's called Bodyweight Fundamentals, and this program teaches you all of the basics and fundamental exercises of the gymnastics strength training. It's going to help you prepare for more advanced skills like the human flag, plunge, front lever and press handstand. If you want to learn more about the program, then you can check out the link in the description and take a look. And if you like it, then just sign up. If you don't like the program, you can always get your money back within 30 days, no questions asked. Thank you guys so much for checking out today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and don't forget to apply this to your training. It doesn't help to just watch YouTube videos, you have to actually use what you learn. So apply this and use it before every workout, and your wrist strength and flexibility is going to gradually improve over time. And if you enjoyed the video, please hit the thumbs up button, and if you want to see more videos, then subscribe, and I'm going to see you guys in the next video.
I know I fucked up, it's clear, see, I'm 22 but I don't act like it clearly. And all this shit is a mirage. I'm just rapping for a cause, the life, the fame, the life's the game. We break the laws, don't like to change. Wanna win you back, but I hate to lose. I know that you're the one, but it's hard to choose.